What's going on, y'all? Peter Griffin here. Alright, so a new ZZZ Dev Talk has released as of recording this video about a day ago at this point. What this Dev Talk is, it's pretty much similar to what they did during 1.6, where they were giving a similar Dev Talk for 2.0, and in all honesty, I'm kind of hopeful. I have a little bit of high hopes for this Dev Talk, but we'll see if they're going to be able to deliver on it, because when they did their dev talk for 1.6 for 2.0, they talked about all this grand stuff that they were going to do, all this great stuff, how they were going to do stuff with the combat as well, and they really did not deliver. They didn't deliver with 2.0 as they were making it out to be. Now, 2.0, I think it was a fine patch. It was a solid like 7. I don't think it was one of the worst patches of ZZZ. I think it was a solid patch. I don't think it's as bad as people say, but I think anything after 2.0, honestly, it's just not very good. Like 2.1 is horrible. 2.2 was mediocre in all honesty. It was a pretty laughable patch. The only good thing about it was Orphe, and then 2.3 is just, do I want to say it was trash as well? Honestly, yeah, 2.3 was trash as well. There's just nothing to look back upon in this patch besides just how bad they're just ruining the endgame in all honesty, because yeah, that's the only thing I can just take away from 2.3, just how badly they just ruined the endgame, because as of right now, that new Shiyu that they just dropped, horrible. Like, you need Lucia for that Shiyu defense. If you don't have her, you're cooked, and I wasn't able to get her because, not gonna lie, this game just doesn't want to give me the characters that I want, so I'm not really playing the game this patch because I don't have Lucia. And Yidhari, let's be real, who's really summoning for her? No one. She's low-key mid. She's really mid, bro. And if you are summoning for her, hey, good for you, but you're wasting your polygrams. But anyway, let's get into this dev talk and see if ZZZ team will actually be able to deliver. But I don't have that many high hopes that they'll be able to deliver, but I could get proven wrong for when this patch does drop, so we'll see. So first off, they're talking about the main story. They're talking about how they're gonna fix the direction of the story, how a lot of the structure feels similar, gonna start clearing that up, and they're also gonna be bringing back old characters as well. And in all honesty, I could care less, because I'm gonna be real, this story is just laughable, man. Like, the story has a massive, and I mean a massive, fall off after 1.6, or was it 1.7? I forgot which patch it was, but the 2.0 story was really just mid. It was really forgettable as well. 2.1 was horrible. The 2.1 story was horrible. 2.2 was honestly pretty forgettable as well. And then 2.3 story it straight up sucked. I'm not even gonna hold you. 2.3 story was straight up horrible. So the story has lost interest for me. I don't really care what they do with this game story. They can do whatever. And if they do manage to fix it, for the people that do care about this game story, hey, good for you. I just don't see what they're going to do to bring me back into the story, because I can't take this game story seriously. I mean, that just goes for a lot of gacha game story as well, but this game especially, I can't take this game story seriously anymore. So overall, a lot of the story stuff that they're going to be fixing is cool. Do I care though? No. Next up, they're going to be adding a new shop. They didn't say what this shop is going to do. They just said it's going to be like an antique shop, so we're gonna have to wait and see what the shop's gonna do. Next up, they're gonna be adding more to the sandbox and more exploration. There's gonna be new like map and gameplay integration. I do want to see what this means. Where it says we're gonna attempt to better integrate certain monster skills with the stages. I want to see what they mean by this, because this could be interesting. And then they say new way of getting around. It will be related to Ye Shunguang's abilities, which is just, I'm not even gonna lie. Why would you put this here if you're not gonna say like what she's gonna do? Like, straight up, this just gives nothing. Like, it's gonna be related to her abilities. Okay, that doesn't give us anything at all. This is just why would you put this? They should have just kept it to where it just says there will be a new way of getting around, and just remove this part. This would have been much better if it just said new way of getting around. That's it. Put in this part right here. It'll be related to Ye Xunguang's abilities. It doesn't really do anything. It's just like, well, why is this here? Like, get rid of it. And then there's gonna be enhanced exploration experience, which it does seem a little bit promising. I just hope they fix it to where the exploration in Phalum Heights is actually better, and just not you just point and click, because it's very boring to do. The exploration in Phalum Heights is very boring. So I do want to see how they're gonna fix the exploration for the game, because it does need to be fixed up, because it's very boring. So I do want to see what they're gonna do. Next up, they're going to be adding new game modes. They didn't say what game modes are going to be. They're just going to be adding some new diverse game modes. And they're going to be adding a multiplayer mode, which does actually look interesting. I am a little bit excited for this. They didn't say what the whole multiplayer mode is going to be, but as of right now, for what we have is, it says in multiplayer mode, players in a team can now jointly unleash the iconic chain attacks together, which that's not really much, but at least it's something. I do want to see how it's going to play out though, because multiplayer ZZZ, I think could actually be very fun, and it could be very interesting. I do want to see what it's going to play like. And then they're also going to be saying they're going to be adding additional exciting mechanics will be added, making the multiplayer experience something to look forward to, which it could be true, but they most likely are going to fumble this horribly. Like, I'm just saying, they're most likely going to fumble, but I'll have a little bit of faith in them. I'm not going to have too much. I'm not really expecting too much from this multiplayer mode. I'm just hoping it'll be decent, but we'll see for when it drops. Anyway, for combat level up, they're going to be actually giving specific power-ups to standard characters, which this one, I didn't even know they were going to do this, and now that I think about it, for the standard characters, I think it's fine, but I do think they should also add, like, new power-ups for older characters as well, like Zhu Yuan, Xing Yi, Caesar. They should also put them as there, but for the standard characters, like, new power-ups and abilities for them, I think this could be fine, like, because all of them, especially all those standard characters, they need reworks, like flat out kit reworks, besides Lycone, because that guy's, he's just so good. It's honestly kind of crazy how well he has aged to this day. Like in a Hoyo game, it is really rare for a standard 5-star unit to actually age this well. I think the last time I've seen a standard banner 5-star unit age this well in a Hoyo game was honestly Bronya, and like that was it. Bronya from HSR, she was the only one that aged like well. And I guess Japard aged decently well. It was good on release, but then he kind of fell off, but he wasn't bad. So mainly it was Bronya and Japard, but mainly Bronya. So I do want to see how a lot of these standard characters are going to play out though. I do want to see what they're going to do for Lycone though. They're probably going to hold back a little bit considering how good he is, but I mean, hey, who knows? They could actually make him OP. And they're also adding a new gameplay mode, Threshold Simulation, and it's designed to let more veteran players shine and thrive. So if this mode is going to be for the tryhards, I think this will be good, so we can actually see the ZZ tryhards actually shut up for once, because they're so annoying. So if they're making a mode just for the ZZ tryhards, this could be good. Like I'm really hoping that this is what it's for. And then this part right here where it says get ready for a fresh take on enemy combat mechanics, I'm not gonna lie, this part has me worried a little bit, because they said this in 2.0 and then they introduced miasma, which honestly effectively just killed the game's combat. So this part, I just hope the new mechanic that they're gonna add is actually something interesting and not something where I have to pay for a character just so I can get rid of that mechanic. But knowing Hoyoverse, that's probably what the new mechanic's going to be. It's not going to be some new stupid mechanic where I'm going to have to pay for the new 5-star unit just to work around the mechanic, but who knows? I could be wrong, we'll see. And for new players, they're just going to be helping them progress earlier through the early game, which is much needed, because when you're starting out in ZZZ, progressing through the early game in this game is just, oh my god, it's really bad. It's really slow. So I'm glad they're fixing this. And for veteran players, this part I actually saw earlier today on Twitter, but the drive disc substat selection, bro. Oh my god, I'm so glad we're getting this. Like, not only does this game need it, I think every gacha game going forward should just have this in the game on launch. Like, I know does HSR? No, HSR doesn't have this. They have the substat reroller, which is a little bit similar, but it's not exactly like this. But a substat selector for drive discs, I think this is going to actually change the game a lot, and I'm very excited to see how they're going to add this into the game. Like, I have been just waiting for this to be added for a while now. And I do hope that if this feature actually does work well, I'm hoping other gacha games like Wuthering Waves will actually add this too, because that game also needs it too. Like, the substat rolling in Wuthering Waves isn't as bad compared to ZZZ, but they still need it though, because I'm not gonna lie, I just want to save time and just get my substats done early so I can just keep playing the game. And they're also going to be adding a one-click AFK feature for the Suibian temple management, but I'm not gonna lie, this feature is low-key pretty useless because nobody does this mode because it sucks. And yeah, that's it. That's all they had in this dev talk. So overall, there's a lot of stuff in here that does look promising, but the real question is, will Hoyoverse deliver? That's really my main question, and I'm really hoping they do deliver on this, because I really do want to see how the drive disc substat feature is going to play out. I really hope that this feature is actually good. Like, in my opinion, if they don't deliver on anything else except the drive disc substat feature, I'll be happy. Like, this is kind of the main thing that I'm really looking forward to, just this drive disc substat feature, because we need this. Like, a substat selector for drive discs, this has been needed since day one of the game, and this is needed in more gacha games. So I'm just really hoping that this is the best feature from 2.4 or 2.5 whenever it's going to be added. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be good. In the multiplayer mode does look interesting. I just want to see how it's going to play out though. That's one thing I just want to see. So if it plays out well, I definitely could see it doing more good for the game, but we'll have to wait and see. So overall, ZZZ 2.4 and 2.5, it definitely looks interesting. I do have a little bit of high hopes for it, but will they deliver? Probably not, but we'll have to wait and see. They could deliver, but we just gotta wait. So anyway, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe, hit that bell for when I do upload a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one.